Hi, I'm Kirby Allison. I'm thrilled to be back here at George Cleverley in the Royal Arcade here in beautiful London. So today I have the opportunity to try on one of my Pigskin Rede loafers. This is my third pair. It's in black, and they look absolutely beautiful. And I'm thrilled to be able to do that here in the beautiful George Cleverley shop. Normally I would catch Adam and George on one of their biannual trunk shows as they pass through Dallas, but I'm here in London. And what better place to try them on than with Adam here in the beautiful Cleverley workshop. So Adam, I guess these are my latest pair. You know, we've really nailed this pattern. I get compliments, more compliments on this shoe than probably any of the shoes that I have. And
well, it's a great looking shoe, and obviously, so we've got the opportunity here, say, to try the shoes on at the fitting stage. So obviously you have had this shoe before, but we know that you want to be 100%, so we can still iron out any little minor tweaks. Each pair is made by hand, so each pair will be slightly different. You don't know, say there might be a slight difference in the material, or say they might have pulled slightly harder one day than they did the other day, so just to be 100% sure. We obviously normally see you on the trunk show, which is a very easy way to do the fitting, but obviously there's nothing like being in the store where they were made to start with.
Yeah, and this fit is, you know, exactly spot on, but always best to, you know, just be absolutely sure, you know, as it is a bespoke product.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, obviously fittings, if you're happy with the fit, we don't have to necessarily fit every pair, but it's kind of one of those things so that you can take a view on it, say, depending as you move through each shoe. That sometimes if you moved on to a boot or you moved to something that was slightly different and you just want to see how the material sits and works obviously with your foot, then it's always something that we can do.
Yeah, and let's be honest, I mean, you know, a pair of bespoke shoes is a luxury product, and so why not savor this experience and stretch it out as much as possible?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, say, it's not only just owning the final product, say, it's the experience you go through. And obviously having a relationship with your shoemaker, having the time to enjoy picking the style and everything is also, you know, part of the great experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, anyone that's passing through London, I mean, absolutely, you know, if you're a Cleverley customer or interested in having a pair of bespoke shoes or even buying a pair of one of their beautiful ready-to-wear shoes, you know, coming here to the Royal Arcade, visiting George Cleverley, it's just one of those great experiences. So, you know, I've enjoyed it myself every single time I'm in London. Of course, I drop by. Great, well, let's try these on. You can hear the puff of...
Yeah, I'll say I think there's a slightly visual aid there of the chalk coming out as well. Obviously at the fitting stage, you know, we're looking at how the shoe is holding the heel. So this line here, so it's not going to be cutting into Kirby's ankles at all. This part has been left full, so it's where how we hold the upper onto the last, so that will be trimmed away. We're looking really, say, for, I suppose we call it like a glove-like fit, so it's holding all of the foot, but it's obviously not feeling restrictive. So you're filling out the shoe here nicely. There's a little bit of movement over the top part of the shoe here. That is, say, partly because there isn't a sole on the shoe. If Kirby just raises his foot at the front, say, essentially when the sole gets on, say, the sole is sort of the structure of the shoe. So it will kind of push the foot up, so that's completely natural. And then you're just making sure that his foot's got enough room to move in the shoe. You imagine, say, when Kirby bends his shoe or bends his foot moves forward slightly in the shoe, so you need to have space at the front of the shoe for the foot to move in, say, when you're walking. But that seems to sit, you know, very nicely. You know, from my point of view, obviously, Kirby, how does it feel?
Yeah, it feels great right now. So I can't wait to see these finished and polished up. I think, you know, the black will really add a lot of versatility to kind of this growing collection of casuals. Shall we put the other one on also?
Yeah, so definitely. So again, so just checking the heel, making sure that it's just holding the foot nicely. So it's holding the sides of the foot, not come into contact with your ankle at all. Filling out the shoe at the front nicely. Little bit of play over the front, which is perfect. And toes look good.
Yeah. And so how is this cut? Is this the inside cut any differently than kind of the outside? Because I know with the casual, it's particularly important how it's cut in order to control that area of the shoe.
Well, the thing is, I mean, obviously, so when you start off, or if you have a pair of lace-up shoes, the laces on a pair of shoes should probably be open around about 1/4 of an inch to start with, because there's going to be a little bit of give within the shoe, so they should close up over time. With a slip-on, you're not afforded that luxury, so because obviously the way that the shoe's set to start with. So with casuals, in sort of like ready-to-wear terms, you would maybe drop down maybe half a size from your normal lace-up shoe size, just to anticipate so that they will give, and you still want it to hold your foot and give you the support. A slip-on is never going to give you the same amount of support as a lace-up shoe, because essentially, say, rather than holding all of your foot to the sort of top part of the laces, say you're only going to get the support up into the band. So this band is what's going to hold you back into the shoe. So you imagine this opening is a lot larger. So you want it, say, to be snug but not uncomfortable, because it will ease off slightly and it will sort of just relax a little bit over time.
And what about the hard countering? I mean, do you have kind of the same support kind of all the way around and kind of under that you would have?
I mean, the thing is, I mean, with, say, Bespoke shoes, we sometimes run, say, this heel cup slightly further down the shoe just to give you the support and hold you better. Yeah. It's a nice sensation to feel that, you know, that the shoe is there when your foot is at its most tired. It's going to be supportive. It's going to be there for you, which obviously you can't ever achieve with a ready-to-wear shoe. On the ready-to-wear shoes, say, versus the Bespoke, is that obviously a machine can't handle such extreme angles. So when we're stitching this sole on and putting the welt in, obviously the shoemaker is presenting the awl at a different angle, and that can be achieved, say, by doing it by hand. Whereas when you present it to a machine, it has to be very flat, and that's why ready-to-wear shoes are quite flat and shapeless.
You know, the thing that's really incredible about a Bespoke shoe is just how it really cups the heel.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, you know, the
thing
so
is, I mean, so the back half obviously is going to fit very, I suppose, feel very close and supportive, that you never really get with a ready-to-wear shoe. And then obviously the fore part is getting that balance between style, shape and comfort for your toes. So yeah, so the back half you'll feel it really take the shape of your heel, so it feels supportive, that the shoe moves in harmony with your foot. It's obviously there underneath your arch, and you can feel just the so the support, the feeling of the structure around your shoe. You imagine the shoe in two halves, say where your foot bends and flexes, everything back from there should be holding and supporting you, and then what's forward of there is sort of the balance between style and obviously just having enough width for your toes.
Yeah. So Adam, what would, you know, they fit great, you know, of course, as I expected. What would be next?
Well, so now that you've okayed the fit and you're happy with it, so what we would do is now put the last back into the shoe, and then we would start preparing the soles. So you would put the shank in, say put the tar at the front of the filler, and then say you essentially prepare the sole, so you cut a channel into the sole and then place it onto the shoe, and then you stitch into the channel. So that means then, say you've marked with a fudge wheel where your stitches are going to be, and then obviously stitch on the sole, build up the lifts in the heel, and then put the top piece on. Yeah. And then you would ink and wax the finish of the shoe.
And then send it off for polishing.
Yeah, so then it goes to the tree maker to have the trees made, and then it goes to the polisher as the very final stages.
So since we're in the workshop, you know, I guess we were able to grab my last.
The thing is, Kirby was here in London, so you obviously take the opportunity to see his lasts that the shoes were constructed around. So obviously, say this is sort of like a streamlined form of Kirby's foot, taking in obviously the girth measurements all the way down the foot, incorporating the sort of circumference and the outline, and then obviously the shape of Kirby's foot. So obviously the last is shoe shape rather than foot shape, as nobody wants shoes that look like their feet.
Mm-hmm. And so right here we have kind of written onto this the different...
Yes, I mean we write on the side of the last all of the cutting numbers, so to make sure, say that obviously as Kirby has done, so where he's reordered the style, that then we can go back through our records and replicate everything again. So it'll be the same closer, same bottom maker, say that will each in turn do each of the components of the shoe. So although they will be slightly different, it will probably be so minuscule, hopefully you won't notice.
So we've got 3 pairs that have been built on this last.
Yep.
Yeah, great. Well, Adam, thank you so much.
It's okay.
It's great to see you. It's always a pleasure to, to visit the shop and the workroom, and you're making incredible shoes. I love them so much. Thank you for that.
Well, thank you, Kirby.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
for joining us here.
Cheers.
Take care.